Yo, what is up, guys? XRP is at $1.06 right now on CoinMarketCap. Our first tweet comes from Ripple City. Just in, BlackRock joins Ripple in backing the Clarity Act. Our next tweet comes from Bitcoin Magazine. Just in, ICE, New York Stock Exchange, and OKX joint venture. Co-chair Andrew Cuomo talks Clarity Act on Fox. The US should pass the Clarity Act. The rest of the world is ahead of us. Let's watch this video.
I am doing what I did when I was in government. I was a regulator. I was the New York Attorney General, as you know. I regulated securities. I was the Housing and Urban Development Secretary before that, regulated the housing market, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. As governor, regulated the crypto market, insurance banks. So I think I bring that expertise. We want to do this, but we want to do this safely, and we want to do it right. We want the rules in place. The U.S. should pass the Clarity Act. The rest of the world is already ahead of us. Europe, for example, has ESMA, has MiCA 2.
Smash the subscribe button and hit that like button if you believe XRP will reach $3 again this year. Our next tweet comes from Crypto Barbie. Huge news. BlackRock is now officially supporting the Clarity Act. Is a BlackRock XRP ETF just around the corner, and or will they tokenize on the XRPL? The Clarity Act will open the institutional floodgates. Our next tweet comes from Smoke DQG. DTCC, the July pilot, was a test to prepare for the big tokenization launch in October 2026. Listen closely, let's watch this video.
Dean, you're saying we need to get going. What is the biggest hurdle right now for you to get people into the boat and actually try these things?
We've gotten, like if any of your audience is a cook, we've got the meal part there, right? Like we've got, as I said earlier, the infrastructure, we've got the regulation, and we've got the digital cash. Now the infrastructure is, the issue not right now is the overall state of readiness of these firms to start to move forward. And Mark, for 10 years, right, we have expressed a lot of frustration that we've been spending money and time and energy, yet nothing is moving. And if you look at why that was, is we sort of fragmented a market that's really had a lot of consolidation in the past, right? Like DTCC is the sole pulse trade provider in the US, but digital over time sort of fragmented that landscape because we had a lot of different firms setting up their own infrastructure. So that's hopefully coming to a point where DTCC, through our work, will hopefully act as an aggregator of data and an aggregator of liquidity and move forward. But what we did find out, though, is a lot of innovation has been done via press release over these years. And now that we're ready to move forward, I think a lot of firms are taking a step back and going, are we truly ready? Do we have the right infrastructure for wallet management? Do we have the right infrastructure for trading, risk management? So it's not the same. A lot of people felt, and Roy hinted to that in his earlier comments, there are new novel risks that will emerge from doing what we're doing. And firms have a responsibility. We are fiduciaries. We're not managing our own money. We're managing it on behalf of others. So our risk management must be super clear. Our compliance capabilities must be super clear. Holding these wallets safe is going to be, and that's what we're seeing. So that's why we broke our go-to-market approach in two. The first phase we're doing in July is really to allow the industry to test the waters, make sure that they're ready. During the summer, we'll allow them to jump into the pool and really test out all the things that they need to do, hopefully with a big launch in October. So that, in my opinion, right now.
Our next tweet comes from Crypto Barbie. Massive. How the Clarity Act unlocks innovation. The Clarity Act will open the institutional floodgates. Our next tweet comes from Bitcoin Magazine. Justin, Coinbase Chief Policy Officer, talks Clarity Act on Fox. This bill is an extraordinarily bipartisan piece of work. It's ready for final action. We're very excited it's going to get done. I think we'll have a vote as early as Monday of next week. Let's watch this video.
Well, the bill came over from the House with a huge bipartisan vote. 78 Democrats joined every Republican to pass the market structure bill, the Clarity Act, and send it over to the Senate. It's been worked on over the course of the last year, and the draft we saw had about 70 pages of additions on the law enforcement side and multiple pages of additions on the consumer protection side, almost all of which reflected Democratic priorities. So this bill is a extraordinarily bipartisan piece of work. It's ready for final action. We're very excited that it's going to get done. I do want to say one thing. Leader Thune did express some skepticism about getting done a number of the issues that he's got teed up for floor action before August. His commitment to getting the Clarity Act, I think, done before August remains. I've talked to his office, and we're hopeful that will happen. I think we'll have a vote as early as Monday of next week, and then we'll be able to get it done and hopefully let the Senate go back for the August recess with an important bipartisan win under their belt.
Our next tweet comes from Zave Crypto. BlackRock is officially pushing for Clarity Act now. Samara Cohen says it puts investors first and keeps the US the leader in capital markets. Thune's still on the fence before recess, but the pressure from Wall Street is real. Our next tweet comes from Crypto Barbie. Breaking news: Coinbase's Faryar Shirzad predicts that the Clarity Act voting could happen by August 3rd. It's happening this year. Let's watch this video.
So this bill is a extraordinarily bipartisan piece of work. It's ready for final action. We're very excited that it's going to get done. I do want to say one thing. Leader Thune did express some skepticism about getting done a number of the issues that he's got teed up for floor action before August. His commitment to getting the Clarity Act, I think, done before August remains. I've talked to his office, and we're hopeful that will happen. I think we'll have a vote as early as Monday of next week, and then we'll be able to get it done and hopefully let the Senate go back for the August recess with an important bipartisan win under their belt.
Yeah, no, to your point,
Our next tweet comes from Bank XRP. Coinbase's Faryar Shirzad on Clarity Act. The House passed it with 78 Democrats joining every Republican, a genuinely bipartisan bill, after a year of work reflecting Democratic priorities on law enforcement and consumer protection. His read: a Senate vote could come as early as Monday, giving them a bipartisan win before August recess. Let's watch this video.
The risks that may arise.
yeah, and certainly we're still.
Well, the bill came over from the House with a huge bipartisan vote. 78 Democrats joined every Republican to pass the market structure bill, the Clarity Act, and send it over to the Senate. It's been worked on over the course of the last year, and the draft we saw had about 70 pages of additions on the law enforcement side and multiple pages of additions on the consumer protection side, almost all of which reflected Democratic priorities. So this bill is a extraordinarily bipartisan piece of work. It's ready for final action. We're very excited that it's going to get done. I do want to say one thing. Leader Thune did express some skepticism about getting done a number of the issues that he's got teed up for floor action before August. His commitment to getting the Clarity Act, I think, done before August remains. I've talked to his office, and we're hopeful that will happen. I think we'll have a vote as early as Monday of next week, and then we'll be able to get it done and hopefully let the Senate go back for the August recess with an important bipartisan win under their belt.
Yeah, no, to
Our next tweet comes from the Crypto Square. Tim Scott deserves credit. Whether you support Bitcoin, XRP, or the broader crypto industry, one thing is clear. Senator Tim Scott has fought harder than almost anyone to bring regulatory clarity to digital assets. Respect where it's due. Our next tweet comes from Crypto Barbie. Breaking: U.S. Senator Cynthia Lummis warns of the consequences if the Clarity Act won't pass. I don't know if they understand how significant it would be if the Clarity Act failed and we allowed this industry to continue to grow and mature overseas. Because they won't come back. Let's watch this video.
And quite frankly, 90% of the spot market is overseas, 80% of the digital asset futures market is overseas. I don't know if they understand how significant it would be if the Clarity Act failed and we allowed this industry to continue to grow and mature overseas, because they won't come back once they get certainty in Singapore, for example. They'll stay there. So it's important that we address this now. I do believe that we'll continue to work on it for the next few days, but we've been working on it for 11 months. And maybe the last 6 of those months have been 7 days a week.
Yeah.
So there's a point at which we just have to vote, Maria. We just have to vote.
Yeah, you've
Our next tweet comes from Crypto Barbie. Breaking: $1.8 trillion asset manager Franklin Templeton supports the passage of the Clarity Act. Pass the Clarity Act. Our next tweet comes from Zave Crypto. Goldman Sachs just broke from the rest of the banking lobby on the Clarity Act. Told Politico the bill creates an even playing field and said they're supportive of moving it forward, a notable split from banks that have pushed back on crypto market structure rules. Let's watch this video.
David Solomon broke away from the majority of the banks as he is now heaping praise on Clarity. He told Politico that the legislation is not perfect, but it creates an even playing field. Here's what he said in part: I'm very supportive of moving the Clarity Act forward so we can get some market structure in place and start to move the innovation process along. Faryar, do you foresee a moment where other bank CEOs get on board with Clarity?
Well, the irony of the situation we're facing with the bank lobby in Washington is that all the banks are actually moving quickly to adopt crypto and stablecoin in their own systems. Coinbase actually works with a number of the leading banks as they integrate this technology into their infrastructure. The bill itself has actually an entire title devoted to giving banks assurance that as they adopt crypto technology, they won't be subject to regulatory uncertainty if you have another Gary Gensler type regulator come in who decides they want to politicize this issue. So there's a lot of big wins in that bill. I think that's what David Solomon understands, and I think that's why he came out in favor of it. And I think the adoption by the banks tells you that as much as the lobbyists in Washington are resisting change, the long-term plan for the banks at the top is to adopt the technology, and it'll be a win-win outcome.
Real quick, if this helped, press the like button. It tells YouTube to show this to people who want the truth, not hype. And press the subscribe button if you're done being sold the moon. I've already got your next one right here. Go!